You call? Hi, Mandy. Is that a French name? I think I remember seeing a French movie with that title, and it was a young woman who was interesting and fun to watch. Uh, Boy, you're early too. Yes, it is French. I wish I could hear you say it, but I guess I can't. I guess I can't. Well, could I get you a coffee or something? Anybody want a coffee? I just made one for myself. I hate to be alone. um, well, if I could get, really this is for subscribers on Let's Go Help. And if I could get to you guys on Facebook, I certainly will. And like I say, if you really have something you want to get to me, Facebook people, is if I don't answer it, while I'm streaming, is to put it in the description or send me an email. And let's go. Let's go free radio at gmail.com. Okay. And if you don't hear from me in 2 days, just beat on me. I would love to have the resources and everything to answer everyone personally all the time. But make sure you know that, or remind me that this is important to you. And I certainly will do my best to do it, because I have to take care of paying people first, because I like eating and stuff like that. George, how are you? Hello there. This is my first catching you live. It's you. Well, actually, I'm easier to catch live now because I don't run, I walk. Actually, I walked today 7 miles in the rain. Who else do you have here? Good afternoon. Let's go. This is Sandra Ayers. From now on, I am from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and not from Michigan. Oh, what happened? The weather? Coffee sounds great. Hello from Vermont. Glad to see you. I'm a longtime supporter. Well, thank you, Horace. I don't know how, I don't know. It's beyond my comprehension that my stuff seems so useful to people. I mean, boy, that is the greatest feeling in the world. And that's why I feel I have nothing better to do for the rest of my life than to try to, get as many people as possible to realize, to be able to use this if they can. Here, snow is melting in Minnesota. You got snow. My God, it was 70 today here. I'm in Washington, D.C., and it was 70 the last couple of days. It was like 50 or 60 for a couple of days. Then it got 70. Your books are the best. They're also old. Haven't done a book. Somebody was waiting for me to deliver a book, and I said, oops, don't do that anymore. Haven't been that in 10 years. We do some ebooks we send out. But it's mostly, to me, what is better is the Let's Go Help. Because, if you only want an ebook, that's fine. And we have some things. But Let's Go Help, I could take all this information. The books I used to send, remember, they were huge. They were door stoppers that people would use. And now people didn't use them much because it was so hard. How do you find what you really want? And to be able to use it. That's why Let's Go Help to me is the perfect. You don't have to know anything. It's like grabbing me on the street, say, hey, let's go. Where do I go to start a business? I live in Kokomo. Yeah. Oh, you do? Hey, well, I'll show you that. Here's the best 5 places in Kokomo to contact. These 5 places to help you start a business. Okay. Why am I giving you those 5 places? Because those 5 places actually get government money to help anyone start businesses in Kokomo. That is their job. But the problem is, many times they're like the Maytag repairman. Jesse White was the actor's name who played him. The guy had nothing to do because he was a Maytag repairman. And that was the joke in the commercial. Yeah, poor Jesse, he has nothing to do. Nobody's coming because their washing machine never breaks. So Jesse's out of work. I could get a COVID grant I'd be so grateful, but I don't know how to even get one. I have a hard time using a computer. You really have to use the phone more than the computer, and that what I think is a better tool to try to use. Now, where do you start? Well, that's what, in the report at the end of on Ustream or on YouTube, I will put some links there that show you how to find those 5 offices where you live to be able to call them and ask for, hey, is it possible for me to get financial assistance for yada, yada, yada? Okay. And so that will be in the description, in YouTube. Now, for Facebook members, I'll send you the report for your state. So you have all the links for that state, because we just finished updating that 50, actually. I'll be 51 too. I forgot to put Puerto Rico in there. Poor Puerto Rico. I'm in Oakland, California. I'm joined today. Oh, that's nice. Great. I can't do that. You're the best. Oh, thank you, Joe. And that's what it is, calling them. And then you ask, hey, it's sort of like if you found me and say, hey, is there something I could do for you? How would you see? We're so used to the computer, we think everything is there, and it is, but you don't know where it is or what to say or what it's called and all that kind of stuff. That's why people become more important. And so you could call, like, if you called me, I would tell you exactly where it is. Oh, I didn't go there. Oh, Twila. Hi. 2 dash 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 dash. Oh, where you been? Where you been? How's that new look doing with you? Your suit is on point, my favorite one. Oh, really? Yeah, this is a new one. Actually, I'm matching T-shirts with the suit. Yeah, and that's fun. Jennifer, hi. Hi, Christopher Warner. Oh, I saw Christopher Warren. I thought it was Walken. I substituted for Christopher Walken one day on Letterman. I was doing Letterman. I did about 5, 6, 7 times. And they would call me when somebody canceled. So if you're old enough to remember, who was that? Natalie Wood committed suicide, or they don't know how she died or something. And she was a friend of Christopher Walken's. And Christopher Walken was supposed to be on Letterman show. I hate talking about things 30 years ago, whenever it was. That's what happens when you get old. Hey, boy, I remember that underwear I used to get. So anyway, they found Christopher Walken canceled his appearance, I guess, for Letterman that night. And it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was in Chicago doing radio, TV shows, or whatever. And they found me. They put me on an airplane. It took me a couple hours to get to New York and walked right onto the set. And my biggest thing is, who am I subbing for? Yeah, Christopher Walken, I think, is great. Yeah, he's great. He has a thing on Saturday Night Live. He talks about googly eyes, which is really, and he was a song and dance man. That's who he was. Yeah, which is sort of fun to think of him, this big bad guy. Oh, Twilight. Oh gosh, don't do that. I'm from Montana. That's okay. So you're not the Christopher Walken. How do you like that title? I just ran into it, and people on YouTube, look in the discussion. I just set up that new that new title for sex workers. How do you like it? Strippers and sex workers. We now have a special category of grants for strippers and sex workers. Man, isn't America great? Yeah, that's $2,200. It's a Covd grant to help them because their business is obviously falling off. A lot of good jokes in there. And I'll probably work the hell out of all of them. But yeah, $2,200. Yeah, actually $2,250. It's to help them with rent. It's to help them pay utilities and pay for internet. So I guess their business is only on the internet anymore. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't know anything about the sex business, believe me. So that's what they're probably doing. So there's where, and the reason I made the headline is for the pure marketing stuff, for clickbait, I hope. I mean, if I don't get your attention, I can't do anything. That's what I said. Acting crazy on TV got me on TV, you know. And hey, I love doing it, so I did more. And I just love doing it. People said I couldn't act this way, but boy, it made sales. And so that's what it hasn't left me. And I just dug down further because this is me. Like here, this code, this is me. That's me inside. To me, what we have to do in our life is find out what's inside of us. Because, you know, if you're educated for a long time in this country, and most of us at least do 12 years, that's a long time, you're getting all this stuff put on you on what you should be. And then you spend the next 12 years trying to figure out what's inside that. And then if you find it, that's the stuff you should show on the outside, you know, because that's the best stuff you got. If you're trying to be someone else, you can't, you know, say, I'm great at acting like an asshole. Yeah. And I made a lot of money doing it, but it got me thrown out of a lot of schools and stuff like that too, because I was having too much fun. I know a pole slider. She's nasty. I remember your commercials, legendary. Yeah, I mean, I did them all myself, you know. And I used to do with big, expensive people, and they didn't work. And so and they cost me so much. And I figured, well, if I could find out a way to do them cheap, I could do more until I find out what works. You know, and that to me was a deal on doing anything new. You have to do it as cheap as possible because you think you know it works, but you're probably wrong because the world is different than you think it is. And so you have to relearn what's out there and what people really want or how to package it and all this kind of stuff. So I figured, Amanda from Cali. Oh, Amanda. Good. Nice to see you. Well, I don't see any. That's why maybe we should have a big Zoomer. Yeah, I did one Zoom call, and the problem with that is everybody's in the kitchen doing other things, and it's not like an audience. Yeah. People just sort of have it on, and they're going to the bathroom, they're doing this. Any financial grants for Mississippi? Yes, Lee. Wow. Okay, Lee. Anybody who on YouTube, I'm hoping to learn from you how to find money to grow my trucking. Yes. Okay, Christopher, make sure you start. If you don't hear from me by tomorrow, you start a new discussion. That's the best way to get an answer in Facebook. The group is start a new discussion because I see every one of those new discussions and answer them. And then when it gets in after I get your discussion. It may take up to 2 days to get it. Now I'm just 1 day behind. And then I have some other people sort of trying to help and things like that because we're getting too big and I have to do something more on that. But I still want to see every question people have because that's what makes me smart is learning what your problem is learning about you, not the government. I could teach that or learn that. That's easy. That's static, and that's a thing. People are more complicated. And you try to have a relationship. You know how complicated people are. I'm surprised we don't have more world wars. We can't even get two people who supposedly love each other and talk the same language have enough to go to war with each other. So in other countries, oh, Crystal, wow, why'd you do that? That's so nice. Oh, thank you. Wow. Oh, somebody just gave me $5. That's enough. I made my quota. Gotta go. That is so nice. I mean, and it's not money. And that's what I like about capitalism. It's not the money. It's quantifying if you're worthwhile or not. Because so many of us, if we thought we knew what was good in the world, then we'd only do that. But if nobody's buying it, that's why. What the hell are you wasting time with it for? We're here. It's sort of like making love to yourself, and we're here to make love to other people. And that's why, to me, what speaking of pole dancing, no, but that's why, selling your services or building a product or anything just because you like it. I mean, to me, that's not as important as somebody else liking it. And that's why, to me, what capitalism does, they show you quantifiably how much you're of value in a way. And if you're not of value, then, to me, I think we have an obligation to find out, okay, how can I help society? What do they need? And how can I contribute, in a way that also then it would help me survive because I'm getting paid and I can pay my rent and bills and stuff like that. Like that. Sherry, what are the websites to find money to pay off bills and get down payment on purchasing a house? Yes. Start a discussion, okay, with that, a new one, Sherry, and tell me what state you're in. Same way with you, George. Tell me what state you're in. Getting a grant to help to run a mobile sharpening company that services barbershops. Ooh, dog groomer restaurants. I said, no, it sounds like a good business. Anything mobile like that, man, on wheels. And that's why if you want to make some extra money, man, you go to right now. I just looked at this Indeed, Indeed.com. If you go to Indeed.com, they're for jobs, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that. The people who put up the jobs pay. And you put in driver, self-employed or something. For driver, man, they had like 100,000 jobs in there. We're delivering. Nobody's going out, so everything is being delivered, and with your own car if you want. And actually, if you don't have a car for delivery, there's so many services now that will rent you a car. So what you could do, and even like the big travel people, Lyft and all those kinds of people, they have deals that rent you a car, and you rent it for a week or something and see if it's worth making money. And then you figure it out the rest. Crystal Perry, Fargo, North Dakota. Information, truly unique. Thank you. Well, that's, I don't, maybe I'm a feelings junkie, I feel. The nice words that you say, there's something that, wow, it is just, maybe it's age or something. You live in Virginia, Sherry, okay? I'm watching you from Florida in a storm, my first live. Well, we had a storm all day up here. Do you have a big, like, hurricane-y kind of storm? Or what kind of storm you got? That website, do you find these grants in New York State? Okay, I got to send you them, Unique, because there's thousands. That's why, to me, Google is great if you know exactly the name of the website, but we don't. We just know the name of the problem we have. And that's the problem. We don't know exactly what the website is. I just got my life coach certificate in VA yesterday. Does that put me into a particular category? No. I think whether you have a life coach certificate or not, the thing is, you got to get business. And, you could look for grants and also look for business. How are you going to see? To me, grants are a trap if you're going to think you're going to live off them forever, because that's really hard unless you're doing a service that the government wants to have, and they'll give grants to nonprofits that want to have, say you want to teach or I don't know, some kind of community service like that. You could live off grants a lot, but it depends if you're doing a product or service. Maybe, I just said service. It's a little harder to live off. Grants are usually one time or something like that, 2 times. Not as much unless it's that the government's paying you like a contractor. And sometimes that's called grants. That's why words, definitions vary. And that's why people say, well, I want a grant. Well, you don't. You just want to survive, right? So if someone gives you a sack of potatoes and that's worth $1 million, that'll be good. Right? You can live off that. You start qualifying what you really need, and you don't know what's out there. That's why don't look for a grant. You need assistance. When you're looking for any kind of help, in Virginia, Carolina, you just, I need help. My business needs help. That's all you have to know. And then you start contacting those sources that usually give help. And that's what I put together is, and on the video, if you're not a member, it's Let's Go Help, on the video that will be in the description, shows you how to find the 5 sources in every state, in any place you live in this country. And then what you have to do is really call them and say, hey, I live here, business is bad, or I can't pay the rent, or whatever the heck it is, and start talking to people. That's the best way you're going to get anything. That's the best way you're going to learn about stuff that I will never find, because these people that I give you to contact, their job is to help people like you every day. So you're not the first person in the world that has a financial problem in that state. And so what you want to do, you contact these people that have been helping people all year for 10 years or whatever, and know more about that stuff than I will ever learn. I cover the whole country, so how could I know about Johnstown, Pennsylvania or something? I know the sources that it's probably at, but not what they have. And that's what you have to look at. And then also, because there's so many new things, what you want to do is start alerts, Google alerts, start using that. I mean, that's how I found the stripper grant. Man, who would ever thought there was a stripper grant? That made my day, man. Anything I could say that's outrageous, that sounds good to me. See, because I think it's hard in this country, if you're trying to do something, it's hard to get people's attention. That's why I saw Donald Trump. I admired him when he was starting out, because, hey, he's using TV like I am. You go out there, you do or act something outrageous, and you get all the free television you want. His first campaign didn't cost him anything. It's the second campaign. He spent billions and billions, whatever it is, on that. You get all the free TV. Nobody knew what the hell he was going to say. He was a show every day. And so your marketing, I mean, if you have another back scratcher, wow, that's a snooze, How is that different? What is it different? Why do people want you? And now I see, after that, I think it's more, besides being outrageous, it's also being authentic, because that is showing more through. Crystal, why are you doing this? Oh my goodness, yeah. Can I communicate with you direct? Let's go free radio. Okay. And if you don't hear from me in 2 days, that means I just screwed up. I'm an old guy. I don't think I am, but I am. I wrecked my knee a month or so ago. I couldn't get out of bed for a month almost. But now I did 7 miles the last 3 or 4 days, every day. So I'm back to doing that. And you got it, Crystal. So acting, and now I think it's authentic. Everybody thinks, and that's what I used to think, that I had to be like the used car salesman or something like that. And I don't think that's right either. I think people, and if you see most salesmen like that, then you think you have to be that way. But I don't think. I think anybody could be a salesman. I started selling. I was able to sell after I found out a way not to sell. See, what I'm doing, I don't think I'm selling. I'm not. And when I started selling a lot on television, it was only because I found something that was more important than me to tell people about. So if I was just trying to convince somebody this toothpaste was better than any other toothpaste because I'm going to make money at it, that's not coming from the right place to me. I have to sell drugs. Could be. Yes. And they're legal now, just like hookers in Oregon. That's where that hooker thing is. They're sex workers and strippers. So that's why I think it's authenticity to me, and I get excited because I believe in it. And that's why if you're starting a business, that's why I think it's important to find something you really have a passion for, you really want to do, because anything you do in life is so difficult, and it's so magical in a way that nobody knows. Everybody thinks they have the 7 rules to do anything, but that's all full of shit. But maybe you could get a few little things from it. But the real important thing, this is why I'm wearing hearts now. See the question mark on the heart? I thought it was only question. You had to have the right question to get the right answer. And that's true. But even if it has to be in it. So just like if you're selling or trying to do something in life, if your heart's not in it, if you don't really want to do this, then number one, you're not going to stay there long enough till you figure it out, because how you figured out to do it is probably wrong. And you have to go through the process of failing a lot so you find out the right way that you should do it. And you only get through that, I think, by wanting to be there. It's like a personal relationship. If you're there, the sex is good, or treats me nice, or whatever it is, if there's, we're all still so screwed up as individuals that it's easy one day to, this is a deal breaker, I'm out of here. That you have to have something bigger to keep you there to try to figure it out and how to work it out. And I think it's for our professional life and our personal life. I mean, I don't see any difference at all. Now and there are times in our life, and many, and most of our life, we're probably working just for money because we have to do that. And that's understandable. And that's why I think before you jump into something that you think is your, whatever it is, you have to do it piecemeal. Keep the day job or whatever. That's why more businesses succeed when a person keeps his day job. And so that's important to realize, because you don't know, we think we know, or whatever. And that's why, to me, the gig society makes that happen easily. You can make a decent little living, or part of it or something, in the gig economy while you're trying to figure out what the world wants and how you could get it to them, how you could package it to them, and the like. But it's there's no easy answer. And I think the problem is because we don't know what to do. Other people out there, we're looking for somebody we believe knows what to do. They don't know either. But what they're doing is trying, like me, I'm trying to figure out, what do you think you need? Because that's what you'll pay for if you think you need it, but you really don't. So what I try to do is get you in the door, show you a little. It's like the hoochie coochie lady at the county fair, to get you in the door. And that's why I call about grants, but you don't need grants. So most of these things are not called grants, and they're not sustainable forever anyway. But they are, particularly now with COVID and stuff, and there's just too much, and they're throwing money at you. So you got to catch that. And then there are also places they're good to start, and it's out there. So you're right. You're dumb not to find and see what the heck may be there that you could use. But for the long term, you don't want that. You want to know how to get a customer if it's a business, or a job. And that's why, to me, getting a grant to train for a better skill that you could use in society that you really wanted to do. And it's not like working. I mean, to me, I haven't worked in 30 or 40 years. I mean, I had a lot of jobs and they were work. Now that's why I think, wow, why do we all spend half our waking life in something that we don't like? I mean, gosh, aren't we smart enough to do that? And I see people in this town, Washington, D.C., these millionaire lawyers walking around. They hate what they're doing. Now they're trapped. Because they got to pay for their house and BMW and 15 kids in private schools and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. But it takes work. I mean, you don't flick a switch and you're A and then you're B. No, it takes work and a process. And still there's no guarantees. That's the other thing. But tell you the truth, I think it's okay. Because if you're not trying, then see, if you tried it as hard as you can then at least you tried. You don't go to bed at night. Oh shit, I should, whatever. At least you're trying. And I thought of that when like my son in third grade or something ran a race, and I guess he wasn't much of a runner. He was sort of last. And I said, oh, what I tell? Oh, should I yell at him for being last in the race? No, the kid ran his heart out. That's all he's got. But we beat ourselves up, it seems. Oh, why aren't I better? Why aren't I richer? Why aren't I this? We treat ourselves like, well, we haven't found out what we're good at. If you run a race and you're not a good runner, so you're trying to compete with somebody else. No, you got to find your game so you could grow your game, and you're good at that game. The problem is we don't know what game that is, because unless you are a doctor or a lawyer or dancer or some gifted talent that we know is important. I'm getting this free money in Texas. Great. Great. That the rest of us have to struggle what it is. And it's like learning to walk. You got to fall down a whole bunch of times, before you pick yourself up again and try it again. And I don't even have a college degree. I mean, I'm working my ass off. Good. What are you doing? You mean, email me. What are you working your ass off? I'm making, and it's not easy as hell. That's right. I'm making it. Yeah, you mean, let me know. Send me an email. Because I get sick of hearing myself say stuff. I'm alone, no family, no friends, and I'm literally dying. Ooh, wow, that's not good. Well, send me an email, you mean? Okay. Respect the deal. Crypto advisor, what free money at? Oh, are you selling crypto? And none of that stuff. I'm not all interested. People use my people who watch on YouTube and try to sell them all kinds of magic potions or whatever the hell it is. And I just delete them. I mean, I call Harry, and Harry is such a good guy. Oh, and but I try to learn from their marketing, because it's really good. And they say things. At first, I didn't believe this. Boy, I thought it was a real scam. But no, Harry really gave me, so much money. He's great. Here's his text. You call Harry. Like, hey, I see what's working. You see, that's why when people say, oh, I see on TV a lot. Is it working? If you see it on TV, it's working. If it's not working, I'm not buying TV ads. To make it work. I need help. I'm a barber in PG County. Ooh, county strip club. See, there's strip club money in Oregon. Are you a barber at a strip club? That's interesting. But yes, I mean, Maryland, you just go to Maryland. There are 4 or 5 places right now. I mean, they're giving away grants right now in Maryland. They are. It depends on the county and things like that, but also states, county, and everything right there. So I will put in the description how to find those sources, okay? And there are 3 videos in there, instructional videos. One is how to find the sources. Number 2 is how to treat and talk to the sources. And the third one is how to find new sources as they're coming on. Because, see, that's what's happening now. And with Biden, and it'll be for a year or 2 yet, I believe, because we're we've crashed. And we got to build. So we're going to spend a lot of money in building, and money in people and things like that. So that means education and training and things like that. Like now, as just heard Biden, he's getting somebody who actually was in education to be head of the Department of Education. That's going to be interesting. So it's certainly going to be a different ballgame. Jack Black. Oh, you were bartender, not a barber. I see. Barbara is good, Jack. Yeah, see, I'm an old guy. I jump to conclusions. I don't know a lot of this stuff. A couple other websites I found. I'm going to do videos on them soon. Besides the $2,250 for sex workers, here's a great website. We get a lot of members who are taking care of kids in some way or other. All of us are home. I found a great fact sheet, a listing, state by state listing of the programs that are available for kids. Doesn't have them all, but there'll be 20 or 30 programs in your state for kids. Okay, that's called grandfamilies.org. GRANDFAMILIES. I'm writing this in YouTube because those people disappear. ORG. Okay, grandfamilies.org. And when you get there, you're looking for state fact sheets. Grandfamilies.org, state fact sheets, right? Now, if I mistype or something, you have to look a little bit. And you're looking for state fact sheets. Okay, now that has a listing of 20, 30 programs, money programs, if you have kids in the house. So you can be a grandparent, you can be an uncle, whatever. We all know kids, okay? And kids aren't in school. So more people have kids in their house than ever, right? So you want to know, and these are not COVID things. These are just normal stuff that we always had. So that's what's important. So that's important. Oh, this is a great one. Inmate Entrepreneurs. I get a lot of members who we got a lot of euphemism for ex-cons, previously, or returning citizens, I think we call them in the district now. Inmate Entrepreneur. InmateEntrepreneurs.org. Okay. Let me write that as. I make so many spelling errors, so you'll have to maybe search if it doesn't work. Now, they have a list of money for inmates who want to be entrepreneurs. I mean, I think they'd be the best entrepreneur because they know how to hustle, man. You know, they were out of the system and hustled in the system. That's how I always felt. Boy, if you wouldn't let me succeed in the system, I'm probably going to screw up your system or do something. I'm not going to put up with not doing something and figure out how to use the system. Yeah. I'm unemployed, but need more help, please. Okay. Again, those reports that will be come back in an hour or two, I'll have them in the description of how to find local sources. And that will be in the description in YouTube. And on Facebook, just start a new discussion. Oh, now, a lot of people on disabilities too that I run to. There's something called Disability Scoop. SCOOP.com. Oh. Okay, Disability Scoop. Okay, they have a listing of the best states to have a disability. You know, who gives more services and help and things like that. And the top one is, guess what the top one is? The best place to be if you have a disability. It surprised the heck out of me, to tell you the truth. I had no idea. Arizona. I guess there's so many old people there, right? Okay, and then number 2 best is Michigan, then Hawaii, then Georgia. I just saw a member saying that, no, there's nothing in Georgia. New York is number 5. 6 is South Carolina. That's surprisingly. Maine is 7. Mass is 8. Ohio is 9. And Missouri is 10. They're the top 10. And they have in that article they have about showing the top 10 is all the stuff that the states have. So what I like about that is you see lists of what to ask for. See, people say, oh, I have a disability. What do you got? You know, and you just get the major stuff. You got to dig, learn more and see what they got and find another place to get that source, or whatever. And that's how it works. Okay. Listen, I got to go. I got a grandkid. It's only less than a year old. And I got to go tell him some corny pop. And I teach my son how to be a corny dad. I'll be rewatching this and take better notes. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for being here, guys. I enjoy it every second. All the wonderful things that you guys know. There's still people that hate me. You got to get in line for that. But man, there's something. That's why I think I'm more comfortable now. I'm appreciating everybody that says anything. I mean, I just can't wait to get up in the morning and see if what I know could help somebody. Man, what else? What could be better in life? Curing cancer? Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. I can't do that. But we all have something we could do like that, I think. And that's why I hope my work does, is help you find tools and sources to help you get there too. Well, but it's selfish. I love doing it because it makes me feel so good. That's the secret about giving. It's so selfish because it makes you feel so good. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Now, how do we do this? End stream. Stream a little dream with me. And